Coming up on Mountain News this morning, new FEMA centers are opening this month to help folks hit by the Memorial Day weekend storms.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche, and we're coming up on 5:30 this Monday morning. And aren't you glad to not be in a first alert weather day this week? Let's send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast.
You know, what are you trying to say, Madison, right? Yes, we've got a quiet pattern to start off the week. The question is, does some of this moisture from Hurricane Debbie try to back in the second half of the week? In the meantime, we got some fog to wake up to this morning. Take the pedal off the metal. 64 outside our door, and the visibility in a few locations not too bad. But again, we'll deal with the low clouds and fog up until about 9 o'clock this morning. Lower 70s, Ashland to Moorhead. Also now 71 at Monticello, 67 at Manchester, 62 at Clintwood, 64. Hello, Jonesville. All right, satellite weather composite. We're not tracking Debbie right now for our direct weather. It's this system is a cold front. It'll be dropping down over the next 36 hours and will provide some of us, only some of us, the opportunity for a shower or thunder shower threat for tomorrow. For today, the fog burns off to a beautiful amount of sunshine and a high to 91. More about your first alert 7-day forecast, timing out the arrival of some of that moisture. That's coming up in this half hour. Madison?
All right, Tim, thank you. Officials with the Corbin Police Department are conducting a death investigation. On Friday at around 11:30 in the evening, police were called to Baptist Health Hospital to a vehicle in the parking lot. After investigating, a man and woman were found with gunshot wounds. They were both pronounced dead by medical staff. The bodies were sent to the Kentucky Medical Examiner's office to confirm the cause of death. At this time, the identity of the two victims have not been released. The FBI opened an online survey in regards to the healthcare fraud investigation of Addiction Recovery Care. ARC is a substance abuse treatment provider headquartered in Louisa, Kentucky. In a statement, ARC says in part, quote, "We have recently learned that there is a federal investigation into ARC. We are confident in our program and in our services we offer. We and our legal counsel are cooperating fully in the investigation," end quote. Missing Perry County man Donovan Engle is said to have been found. In a Facebook post, Engle's sister Kelsey Engle says he is alive and safe. She says, quote, "I just wanted to let everyone know that my brother has been found and is okay." She said, "I wanted to thank everyone who prayed, shared our post, messaged, and helped look for him. It really means a lot to our family that so many people cared," end quote. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says a car was reportedly stolen. They say the car was taken from a business in southern Laurel County. It happened on Saturday. As you can see here, surveillance photos were taken of the suspects and the vehicle that was reportedly taken. Anybody with information is asked to contact the Laurel County Sheriff's Office on Facebook or by phone at 606-864-6600. New FEMA disaster relief centers are opening this month for those affected by the Memorial Day weekend storms. Alexa Minton is breaking down the specifics of FEMA's disaster aid efforts here in the Commonwealth.
On April 2nd of this year, Kentucky withstood storm damage from widespread severe weather. Governor Andy Beshear filed for a federal disaster declaration, and it was awarded to the state in late May for those affected. FEMA spokesperson Gregory Boster spoke with WKYT in June about how the aid could help Kentuckians.
FEMA does not discriminate when it comes to financial situations or any kind of demographics. And if you have already used some of your money out of pocket, you still are able to get some aid in recovery, and we may be able to pay you back for what it is that you've already paid out of pocket to get yourself going.
While the first round of eligibility to receive FEMA aid has closed, late July, Kentucky received another federal disaster declaration from the storms that reached us on Memorial Day. Once we look towards the Memorial Day weekend storms, the area that's enveloped in the aid package is much larger. And this time, it's not just individual assistance, it's also public assistance. And some counties are eligible for both. There still will be 5 different disaster recovery centers, but this time they're located in Greenup, Warren, Clay, Muhlenberg, and Hopkins counties. And as of this reporting, 110 individual assistance applications have been approved, awarding $600,000 back to Kentuckians. FEMA also announced this past week that for the May severe storms, they are adding serious needs assistance, which will be a one-time payment per household for life-saving and life-sustaining items like water, food, and first aid. The current deadline to apply for FEMA aid for the May storms is set for August 22nd. For WKYT, I'm First Alert meteorologist Alexa Minton.
Governor Andy Beshear has announced that state government has opened the Broadband Grants portal for user registration. Registering through the portal is the first step to apply for funds from a $1.1 billion allocation. Internet service providers, local government, and nonprofits are all eligible. For most people with a menstrual cycle, feminine hygiene products like pads and tampons are a necessity. However, some people don't have access to them. So that's why some Kentuckians are trying to make the products more accessible. Advocacy groups and even legislators are trying to end what they call period poverty. Here in Kentucky, tampons and pads are a basic necessity for many, but that doesn't mean they are accessible for everyone. Bethany Setzer has a solution with her Period Project, which provides free menstrual products to help people of all ages.
I had a particular individual that needed access to pads as she was using toilet paper and socks to make pads. So to me, it just seemed like this should not be something that people should have to make a product for just to take care of a simple biological thing.
Kentucky legislators are also trying to fix the issue. In January, Democratic Rep. Lisa Wilner filed House Bill 148, which would eliminate the tax on menstrual products. It would allocate $2 million to fund public high school and middle school bathrooms with period care. The measure never made it to a committee. Community members in Barberville are fighting to keep their church. Wayman Chapel could be torn down due to a project to expand the road it sits on. However, longtime member Michelle Johnson says they were not notified about the project until a few months ago. Sharon White says her roots run deep in Wayman Chapel, adding she does not want to see it torn down.
Well, you know, I can see my father where he's worked so hard. My father was a hard-working man, and everybody knew him. His name, they called him Cap Hughes. And it's just a hurtful thing to think that anybody thinks that they can come in and tear down a pillar of our community. You know, it's just unreal.
White says they are not opposed to the project, adding they can even take part of their driveway. She says they just want the church to stay in the Rosenwald community. From produce to cold cuts, experts are urging you to check your refrigerator. Dozens of items have been recalled by the Food and Drug Administration over the past few weeks. The recalls are tied to an ongoing Listeria outbreak, which has killed at least 2 people in the U.S. Boar's Head has recalled millions of pounds of deli meats as an investigation into a deadly Listeria outbreak continues. The recall includes more than 71 products. The FDA also recalled bulk produce distributed from Weir's Farm in Ohio. Some of those products were shipped to Kentucky. Dr. Jesse Dean with Baptist Health Lexington says Listeria infections are especially dangerous for those who are pregnant or have weakened immune systems.
If you have one of these predisposing conditions, definitely extra caution is warranted. So, you know, for deli meats, checking the expiration date. For, you know, things like tuna salad, chicken salad, making sure that, you know, not leaving it out, making sure that it's refrigerated, making sure that you're not eating it past the expiration date are good steps to follow.
Experts say Listeria can cause fever, muscle aches, tiredness, a stiff neck, confusion, loss of balance, and convulsions. These symptoms could take up to 10 weeks to occur, or they could happen quickly. When we return, one family decided to honor their ancestor with a new grave mark for his valiant service during the Revolutionary War.
And we're waking up to some fog issues on this Monday morning. The live view from the Pikeville Medical Center showing some of that fog. How does the rest of the day shape up? We'll let you know. Your first alert 7-day forecast is coming up right after this.